Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to today's video. So today's video is about how to perform Umrah. Whether you are going to perform exclusively Umrah or you are going in the Hajj season to do Hajj Tamattu or Hajj Qiran. Even then, if you are doing Umrah, this video will be useful because I'm going to be showing you step by step how to do Umrah, what are the main manasik and main things you have to do while doing Umrah, and which are the du'as you need to read. So it is quite straightforward. It won't be very difficult. And again, the information inshallah to the best of my knowledge and best of my research. And if there is anything wrong, please do let me know, and inshallah I'll try to correct it. So this is going to be step by step. And also, like if you're going to be doing the tawaf after the Hajj, the process or procedure of doing that would be same. So this diagram basically shows the main 8 steps of doing the Umrah. So in Umrah there are basically mainly 8 things you have to do. Make sure first one is that you need to wear ihram. Wear ihram for females and males. So females can wear anything basically as long as it covers them, and their face should be open or no clothes should be touching it. For males, of course, it is 2 pair of unstitched cloth which they wear, and that's basically the ihram. After wearing the ihram, they need to do a niyyah. After that, it is preferred that they perform 2 nafal for wearing the ihram and for after doing the niyyah. Then once they reach and they have to do this ihram thing before they cross the miqat. So I'm going to be going in detail as well, step by step, but just going showing you the overview of doing the Umrah. After that, once they have reached Khana Kaaba, or they have reached the Masjidul Haram, they do the 7th Tawaf. After completing the 7th Tawaf, they need to perform 2 nafal at or around Maqam Ibrahim, or if it is crowded anywhere in Masjidul Haram. Then they need to drink Zamzam water. It is preferred to drink as much water as possible. And then they do the Sa'i, which is again 7 rounds. And after that, basically the last step is to cut the hair or halq. So preferred that you completely shave your head, but for females and for even men, they need to cut a little bit hair from all surroundings, so which is okay as well. So now we go in details that how you do. So basically those 8 steps of Umrah are mentioned here. You can pause the video if you want to read them, but these are the 8 steps which are mentioned. And let's go now step by step with detail and dua what you need to read if and when you are going to do Umrah. So number 1, you wear the ihram. Number 2, you do the intention for Umrah before miqat. So what is miqat? Miqat are basically points which you should not, if you are going to do Umrah, you should have already got in the state of ihram before crossing those points. So there are in general 5 miqat points which are mentioned in the map, and usually if you are going on an Umrah flight or something, they usually mention in the flight, during the flight, that okay, that we are going to cross the miqat, so please do the niyyah or come into the state of ihram. Usually most of the people which are traveling from Pakistan or UK or any other country, they usually wear the ihram already and they do the niyyah before crossing the miqat, because once you are in the state of ihram and you do the niyyah, then the conditions of ihram are obligatory on you, which means you cannot cut the hair, you cannot clip your nails, you cannot put perfume, and you cannot cover your head. And there is a list of things which become binding upon you. So that's why it's better to do the basically to come into ihram and do the niyyah before crossing these miqat points. But you don't need to know these miqat points. Usually the flight, whichever flight you're going to be taking, or if you are traveling from Medina to Makkah, they are mentioned, and there is Masjid Aisha, if I'm not mistaken, that where you need to change it. Okay, now you have got into ihram. For female, it's any clothes which cover them. They can have any colorful clothes on their normal clothes. They can wear with a headscarf, and they need to keep their face uncovered. So nothing should be covering their face. If they want, then they can use a p-cap. Usually it is recommended, and then they can use a niqab or something so that it doesn't touch their face. For males, it's 2 pieces of clothes which they wear, which is should be unstitched. So wear ihram, do the intention. So this is one of the intentions of Umrah, but there are multiple different intentions available. All in general what I have understood are fine, and some recommend as well to add one more thing, or you can even say that in English as well, or in Urdu, whichever language you can, that if in case due to any illness or any emergency I cannot perform the Umrah, please forgive me and let me come out of the state of Ihram. So even without doing the Umrah, if you add that with the Niyyah, so it is better that in case of any ailment or anything, emergency or any accident, you cannot perform the Umrah, you can come out of the state of Ihram. Otherwise, until you complete the Umrah, you cannot come out of the state of Ihram. So it is better to add that point as well. Okay, after that, basically, after doing the Niyyah, you do perform 2 Rakat Nafal. Okay, and as we discussed already, these are 5 points, and you have to do this before crossing these miqat points. Then after that, the only thing which is recommended, whether you are going for Hajj or whether you are going for Umrah, is the Talbiyah. So Talbiyah, everyone hopefully knows about it. Otherwise, this is one dua you need to remember it. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika lak, labbaik innal hamda wan ni'mata lak wal mulk la sharika lak. So you will inshallah understand it. If you cannot, all the people who are traveling with you, they will be saying aloud, because it is preferred that you recite this aloud, and you will learn it quite quickly even if you don't know by heart yet. So now basically you are in state of Ihram and you have reached Khana Kaaba. You are going to start your Umrah. How do you start the Umrah? So the Umrah starts with the Tawaf. So the first thing is that you do the Tawaf of the Kaaba itself, and you need to do 7 circles around it, or 7 Tawaf around it, and you do it in anti-clockwise. And from where do you start? So because there are multiple gates, you can enter Khana Kaaba, but from which gate or which corner do you start? So basically, the corner you have to start the Tawaf or counting the circles is the one where the Hajr Aswad or the black stone is. So if it is not crowded, then of course you can easily see the Hajr Aswad, you can come close to it, and after that you can start the Tawaf. But if it is crowded, then of course it's sometimes even difficult to see where the actually is the black stone. But remember that black stone is near the corner where the gate or the main door of the Kaaba is, and there is only one door, so obviously it should be easy. But you need to start from the corner, and the easy indication is that if you cannot see due to the crowd, there is a green light which is indicated here. There is a green light indication which shows that this is the corner from where you can start, and you will see all of the people starting, because usually you need to raise your hands towards the black stone. Okay, and from there basically you do a small niyyah as well, which is Bismillah Wallahu Akbar, and there are multiple other as well. So this is the black stone over here just beside the gate. On the left side of the door of the Kaaba, there is the black stone, and from there you will do that, and you will see other people pointing, they are raising their hands toward Kaaba and saying this and kissing their hands. So this is a gesture which was performed by the Holy Prophet when he did his Tawaf or his Hajjatul Wida. If you want to know about this, I have a separate video of the Hajj of the Holy Prophet, and in this I have discussed this thing as well. So you start the circle from this point, so green light. And also, like if you are on upper floors, so if you are in the state of Ihram, then of course you will be in the Tawaf area, in the ground floor. But if you are in colored clothes, like after the Hajj, basically you are here for Tawaf Ziyarah or something, nowadays they don't allow you to come in the ground floor, so you won't be allowed here. So you will have to go on the upper stories, and over there usually you will again see a green light, and there will be a board as well which will tell you that okay, Tawaf is going to start from here, because you might not be on the edge of the upper story floor, and you might not be able to see the corner of Hajj Aswad. So that's why it is there that you can see. So either case, you start your rounds from basically Hajr Aswad. Okay, now this is Hajar Aswad. You can see in this diagram it's quite clear, and then you start the round. So here there is like the prayer time and the public is quite less, so that's why you can easily see. But in normal stance it would be very crowded. So you need to do 7 circles and they will be anti-clockwise direction. So anti-clockwise mean that from the black stone towards the door of the Kaaba, and you're gonna circle around. So during that you can read, there is nothing special, there is no special duas in general, but you can find many books available which will tell you different duas, but there is nothing specified. You can read any dua when you are doing circling, and it is preferred that you don't look at constantly towards Kaaba when you are doing the circles. And you can read like Tisra Kalma. There are some of the things which are stated Tisra Kalma, which is preferred, or you can Talbiya, you can constantly read Talbiya as well. So the first 3 rounds when you do, you need to do a bit fast, which is called Ramal. So this is the sunnah of the Holy Prophet, that the first 3 rounds when he reached and he did the Tawaf, they were in a faster pace. But of course, if it is too crowded, or you are with your family, your wife, and someone has a problem, they cannot go fast, of course, please don't try to rush. And if it is too crowded, there are too many people in front of you, don't try to push, because God forbid if anything happened, anyone fell down, then because of the crowd over there, it can be hazardous for yourself and for others as well. So if it is possible, you do the Ramal in the first 3 rounds a bit faster pace, and after that you do in a normal pace, but follow whatever others are doing, because so that it's not hazardous for others. So this way you're gonna complete your 7 rounds. So 1 round is from starting from Hajar Aswad and coming back to Hajar Aswad. So this will complete your first round. Then this is basically that when you start, this is what you read, and these are just an indication description of the Kaaba. I have a separate video as well about the details of Kaaba from outside and inside if you want to know. And the only one dua which is quite famous, which the Holy Prophet read, was between the Rukn Yamani and the Hajar Aswad. So the corner before the Hajar Aswad is called the Rukn Yamani, or the Yamni corner, because it directs towards Yemen. And between that, those location when he used to circle, he was doing tawaf, he used to read this, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. So at least try to read this, and because we read it in the prayer, hopefully inshallah everyone knows about it. So when you are doing the tawaf, try to read this one during that phase. So this is how you're going to complete your 7 circles. One more thing, that the place between the black stone and the gate of the Kaaba, where you see lots of people are like touching, actually they are touching everywhere, but generally Multazim is the area between the black stone and before the gate. So this is around 2 meters distance, what people say, and this is like preferred that if you get a chance, then you stick yourself with it, you touch it, you put your body beside it. Other than that, what I have read, I've not found anything that you should be touching or doing anything, but this is the preferred corner. But during the tawaf time, if you're doing particularly tawaf, at that time it's not recommended that you do that. Okay, so you have done that, you have performed the tawaf, so tawaf part is complete. After that, you perform 2 rakah behind or nearby Muqam Ibrahim. So what is Muqam Ibrahim? Muqam Ibrahim is this one, the golden thing you see, and this is just almost in front of the gate. So this would be between the Hajar Aswad and the Iraqi corner. So this is called the Iraqi corner, or Rukne Iraqi. Okay, and here after that the Hatim area starts, which is the circle. So if you go, I go back here, so this is the black stone, this is the Iraqi corner, and this is the Hatim area, and here it is the Maqam Ibrahim. Actually it is in front of the, almost not in the gate or in the center of these two. So this is the Maqam Ibrahim, and it is preferred that you perform 2 rakat nafal after completing the tawaf. And if it is too crowded, you can, there is usually a dedicated space created behind this Maqam Ibrahim for people to pray. But if it is too crowded, you might not get space, or during the Hajj time, when you can read anywhere in the Kaaba. okay, in the Masjid al-Haram. You can perform the 2 nafal. After that, you basically drink zamzam, and it is preferred that you drink zamzam as much as possible, so that you become sair, you become fully satisfied with zamzam water. After that, what you're gonna do is the second last mainly thing, which is that you're gonna do the Sa'i. So Sa'i is basically a run which you do between the Safa and the Marwa. Again, this is relating to the wife of Hazrat Ibrahim, who did when he left Ismail and his wife in Makkah. At that time, there was nothing. There was no people, no population, no water, and in search of water, when her baby was craving for water, which is Hazrat Ismail, she was running between Safa and Marwa. So this thing we till date do during Hajj and during the Umrah. And so Safa and Marwa, you need to do 7 rounds of it. So 7 rounds are slightly different. So please make sure that you understand the 7 rounds, how you're going to do. Because once you move from Safa to Marwa, this is 1 round, and once you move from Marwa to Safa, this is the 2nd round. So in this way, don't consider a complete circle as 1 round. Instead, it's just from Safa to Marwa is considered 1, Marwa to Safa 2, Safa to Marwa 3, and this is the way it gonna go. So in the last round, when you will go from Safa to Marwa. You don't need to come back to Safa in order to complete. So just make sure, otherwise you're gonna be doing 14 rounds instead of 7 if you're gonna be doing considering a circle. One more thing is that this is the dua for starting the Sa'i, but there are multiple others as well which you can read, or if you don't know, you can just do any dua. Okay, and it is clearly stated in Urdu, in Arabic, and in English that this is the point of Safa starting. There are still some indications of Safa Pahadi as well as Marwa. So a little bit portion of the hill is still there, but it might not be visible if you are on a different floor, I think. So that's why, but it would be indicated via board. One important thing is that in between the Safa and Marwa, there is a green light area, which you can see at the bottom picture, as well as in this description picture in the above. So these are not my picture, just a disclaimer. These are from other informative sites which I have gathered in order to make this video, and credit goes to them. So the green light area is the area where it is recommended that you run a little bit. Instead of walking at a normal pace, you run in this area. For females, it is not recommended. For females, they can walk in a normal pace. For males, it is recommended that they run in this area, and if they are with a family, after crossing this area, they wait here for the females to join back, and then they can continue to Marwa. So during this green light area, you will see other people as well doing that. They're going to be running instead of walking during the green light area, and that's why it's clearly mentioned as green light. So this is also the appropriate way how you perform the Sa'i between Safa and Marwa. So once you have done the 7 rounds between Safa and Marwa, the last thing in order to complete your Umrah will be to cut your hairs or do halq. So it is preferred again for men to cut their, like, to have complete shave, and if not, like, they can cut a little bit of hairs from all around their head, and they can go to barbershop and they can tell, and they know how to do it. So it's, instead of you doing yourself, I would prefer that you go to them and ask them, and they will cut all around, because it is necessary that you should cut the hairs from all around, not from one side but all around. And similarly for females, it is recommended that around 1 inch the hairs they cut from, like, surrounding hairs. And this will inshallah complete your Umrah. So this Umrah procedure is same whether you are doing just Umrah or Hajj Tamattu or Hajj Qiran. And if you don't know what is Hajj Tamattu or Qiran, I have a separate video and you can find that in description. So this completes all our steps for Umrah. And just to summarize again, these are the 8 steps. This is very straightforward. There are no special or very difficult duas which you need to memorize in order to do Umrah. Umrah is straightforward. The only thing is it's gonna be crowded, it's gonna be difficult in that sense. Otherwise, inshallah, it should be helpful. So I hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, please do subscribe and share and give the thumbs up. If there is any comment you want to state anything, let me know. And if there is anything which I've said which is not accurate, please forgive me and guide me, and inshallah I'll try to rectify. And as I said, these pictures are like not mine. They are copied from different sources in order to gather this information. Hope you like the video. If you like, please do subscribe and share. Thanks for watching. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Till next time. Assalamu alaikum.